So they are 3-0 against arguably the number 1, number 2, and number 3 picks in this next year's draft. What is going on, everybody? It is Jake with Master Football, back at it again. Happy Monday. Thank you so much for being here. All right, if you've never been here before, this is Jake with Master Football. All things pro football, college football, video game football, anything related to American football, we discuss on this show right now. Please, 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 emphasis on the please. Please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Please share it. Please comment on it. Anything like that, I very much appreciate it. Subs are really appreciated. But anyways, thank you all for all of that. Let's get into the video. All right, here we are. Sunday Night Football just ended. The Green Bay Packers came back and beat the San Francisco 49ers out on a last-second field goal. We are almost to the end of Week 3 now, so we still have the Eagles and the Cowboys tomorrow night on Monday Night Football. Actually, excuse me, tonight on Monday Night Football. But right now, we're starting to kind of see teams kind of reveal themselves as who's ahead of the pack, who's starting to kind of emerge from there. So I wanted to discuss it right now because there are 5. There would have been 6 had Aaron Rodgers not been given 35 seconds too much. There are 5 undefeated teams right now in the NFL. I want to discuss each and every one of them. I want to discuss kind of who they beat, how they've gotten here, and whether or not they look like they're going to be contenders down the road. Without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, so the first team I have here, and again, I discussed this team, Thursday Night Football, okay, looked pretty good, okay, the Carolina Panthers. So their wins were versus the Jets at home, versus the Saints at home, and then at the Texans. How are they doing right now? So the defense is solid, and they have a reinvigorated Sam Darnold. So last year they had Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater is a solid quarterback. He's able to solid and execute here and there. This team is a Ferrari, man, and they have a driver who's used to kind of maybe a Corolla. He's pretty safe. He's not going to push the ball down the field too much, but they got Sam Darnold. They're off to a 3-0 start. Now, granted, Jets aren't necessarily great. The Saints are iffy. They can be good and bad. I think that's because Jameis can be good and bad. And then the Texans on a short week with Davis Mills at quarterback, who knows? So defense is solid. They have 4 players on their defense who are rated 16th or higher, according to Pro Football Focus, at their respective positions. Dante Jackson, Shaq Thompson, Morgan Fox, and Jermaine Carter. So for them, are they contenders or not? I mean, I don't really know. The Saints win was solid, but the schedule down the stretch is brutal. Let's check it out. So here we are on the Panthers' schedule. So you saw how that New York, New Orleans, and then Houston, they play at Dallas. Then they play the Eagles. No, that's not necessarily going to be a hard game. And they have the Minnesota Vikings, who are still talented. And then they have at the Giants, not a great team, at Atlanta. So they still might be able to continue this run. However, dude, it changes. New England at home, at Arizona, the football team at home, at Miami, Atlanta at home, and then the last 4 weeks of the season. Listen to this. Last 4 weeks of the season, 3 away games, at Buffalo, at New Orleans, at Tampa Bay, and then the home game is Tampa Bay at home. So I think that they're actually able to continue the stretch of wins they have down here. They might lose a game, you never know, but I don't see it's unrealistic for them to go 4-2 in these next couple games. But then down the stretch, man, it gets brutal. So the consensus for the Carolina Panthers is not really, but things are trending in the right direction. So here we are with the second undefeated team. That is the Los Angeles Rams. So Los Angeles Rams, 3 wins, home against the Bears, at the Colts, and then home against the Bucks. That was the game of the week, according to Fox and things like that. So how are they doing this right now? They are extremely talented, okay? They have 6 players in offense and defense, not combined, not individually, in top 10, according to Pro Football Focus. That includes Matt Stafford. So they are just super talented. I mean, Jalen Ramsey, you've got Aaron Donald, you've got Matt Stafford. Cooper Kupp's the number 1 rated receiver right now. They are terrifying. There's no way they can't win a game. They can run the ball. They have an offensive line. They have a defensive line. They have secondary. They have a quarterback. They have receivers. There's no weaknesses on this team. Maybe middle linebacker. I don't know, but they are good. Are they contenders? Yeah, they are. I don't care who they're playing. On any given week, they can win a game, and they can win a game in multiple different ways. Got an offense, got a defense. They're good. Okay, on to our third undefeated team out of the 5 teams we have, and that is the Arizona Cardinals. So the Arizona Cardinals were probably one of the surprises that we had. There's 2 other surprises here, but these last 3 teams are the surprises. Who am I kidding? But it's the Arizona Cardinals. They won week 1 at the Titans. They beat the Vikings at home, and then they beat the Jaguars at the Jaguars. And remember, that Vikings win was because of a missed field goal to end the game. They could have easily been 2-1, but they are 3-0. How are they doing it? So they can really rush the passer. Last year they were one of the top teams when it comes to sacks, and then they added J.J. Watt. They're still really, really strong up front. Defense can put a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and Kyler Murray is just unstoppable at certain times. He's so quick. He's so agile. He is, a DB in a quarterback's, or he's a quarterback in a DB's body. He's super quick, really quick strides, super hard just to grab, just to get a hold of him. And, he can keep you in any game. You saw that Buffalo Bills game last year. They are never out of any game. You give him any time on the clock, and he can push the ball down the field. He can run. He can do anything. They have A.J. Green, DeAndre Hopkins. They've got Rondale Moore. They've got Christian Kirk. They are loaded on offense with receivers, and he's just tough to stop. So are they contenders? My consensus for them is, what did I write down here? Probably. I say probably because if you check this out, this schedule is it's so hard to be a contender when you're having to hit your head against a wall every single week. Next week it's at the Rams. Then you have the Niners at home. Then at Cleveland. Then you got a little bit of a break there. You got the Texans at home. And then you have, on a short week, you have to play the Packers at home. Then you have to go at the San Francisco 49ers. Then you have to play the Carolina Panthers, who are also 3-0. Then at Seattle. Then a bye week. Then at Chicago in December. It's going to be cold. It's going to be wet. And then the Rams at home. You have at Detroit. We'll see how that one goes. Home against the Colts. At the Dallas Cowboys. And then the Seahawks at home. There's almost no breaks there. You see a Houston. You see a Detroit at Detroit. But again, that's a road game. You just don't know. But this is an extremely difficult schedule. But I will tell you that it goes both ways, because it's going to be difficult for them, but it's going to be difficult for the teams that they're playing because they're hard to prepare for. All right, so the other one of the surprises, like I said, 2 of these aren't big surprises. The Carolina Panthers are a little bit of a surprise. The Rams aren't a surprise at all. The Cardinals are a surprise. And then the 4th team we have is the Denver Broncos. They are 3-0. They won at the Giants, won at the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they beat the Jets at home. How are they doing this? So they are efficient on offense. Teddy Bridgewater is an efficient quarterback. Got Javonte Williams, a running back. They also have Melvin Gordon. They have 5 defenders in the top 12 of their position: Von Miller, Josie Jewell, Alex Johnson, Kareem Jackson, and Patrick Surtain. They are really, really solid on defense. And, playing up there in Denver, it's difficult place to play. And they are going to take full advantage of that going forward. So are they contenders? No. So this is the ultimate Raider talking. There's a Raider fan in the house. I'm talking here. But if we're looking at this here, so they won at New York, the Giants. They won at the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they beat the New York Jets. So they are 3-0 against arguably the number 1, number 2, and number 3 picks in this next year's draft. That changes, though, because now they're going to have, they play Baltimore at home, then they play at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is weird. Pittsburgh can't really run the ball. So Big Ben's going to have to sit back there like a statue. The Ravens are tough to play. The Raiders, they have to play the Raiders at home. Then they go a short week. They have to go to Cleveland. Then they have the football team. Then they have, at the Cowboys. Down the stretch here, they see, the Chargers. Then at Kansas City. The Bengals don't look too shabby. Then they go at the Raiders, at the Chargers, and then Kansas City at home. So that is a tough way to end the season. Now, listen, they've done well with the games they've done, and they can only play their own schedule. So they are 3-0, but like I said, at the Giants, at the Jaguars, and the Jets at home. Good wins, do what you can, but come on, man. And then finally, last but not least, the Las Vegas Raiders are undefeated. So this shocked the hell out of me because I thought for sure we were going to lose to the Ravens on week 1 of Monday Night Football. But the only way they know how to do it is in Raiders fashion. So the Raiders home against the Ravens, won in overtime, at the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then home against the Dolphins, and they won in overtime. They did not have Tua Tagovailoa. And how they do it, basically, Derek Carr is carrying the offense. He has 1,200 yards passing in through 3 games. Basically, he just throws the ball every play. They can't really run the ball, but they actually have a defense. So Max Crosby and Casey Hayward are number 1 and number 1 at their respective positions in Pro Football Focus, corner and defensive end, or I might have been the other way around. Max Crosby, defensive end, Casey Hayward, corner. So they actually have some players on defense that can get things done. Are they contenders? Maybe. Oh, to hell with it, dude. Yes, they're contenders, baby. Let's go. Okay, people are going to look at the schedule. Okay, oh my God, the schedule gets really, really hard. Schedule gets really hard. Raiders' schedule is always hard, okay? Miss me with that, okay? That's how it is every single year. So I will say that John Gruden the last couple of years has not finished very well. Again, last year got off to a 6-3 start and ended 2-5 down the stretch. Horrendous. And that included a Hail Mary win against the Jets on the road. That was terrible. So we will see. But the Raiders so far, they have a defense. They haven't really had Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs only has 12 touches on the season. So they're hoping that he can get back, be able to run the ball. And I think that they're going to be a problem, man. They're going to be fighting for a wild card spot. I do think that the Chiefs are going to come back. The Chiefs are going to be pissed, and they're going to definitely come back from that. Hopefully, Andy Reid is okay right now. He was recently sent to the hospital. All right, everybody, get in those comments. What do you think's happening right now? Give me your breakdown of these 5 teams. Who's a contender? Who's a pretender? What's going on? We're going to talk about teams who have losses later on, and who we think they are strong teams there. But of these 5 undefeated teams so far, who do you think has the best shot? Who's a contender? Who's fake? Who's real? Let me know. All right, everybody, thank you so much for being here. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel. Get after it. Get in those comments. Anything like that, I very much appreciate it. But I will see you guys on Tuesday for Raider Tuesday. I'm out.